Hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and I am sitting here with Donovan, the recovering Democrat Sadiq, also known as the Black Brenner, and we are back again for the second time. Earlier, we did our little conversation that we do by ourselves. Hopefully, you checked that out, as it was a good one. We talked about the Black Democrat being held hostage in the Texas House in the chamber. She is not allowed to leave under special circumstances. Y'all can go check that out. But nevertheless, the purpose of the Demetra K Show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people, with the emphasis on even, because we're great people, but we can always strive to do better. Like I said, Big Giant, thank you, hello, and welcome to YouTube and Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation. Also, like to say thank you to my moderators. You are the best to ever do it. Could not and would not do this without you. Also, in the comment section and on the panel, it's not that we disagree, it is how we disagree. So let's try to be as respectful as possible. Today, we're going to be talking about Amanda Seales. Some of y'all know who she is, and some of you don't. Dragging a Black immigrant conservative for disrespecting Black Americans. Of course, I'm going to get into all of that as soon as Donovan does what he does so well. And then I will acknowledge everybody. As I said yesterday on the show, what I'm going to start doing is starting from the comments at the bottom once I'm done with the videos and, my monologue, because if I start at the top, then it takes me too long to get current with the comments. So if you really want me to see a comment, just wait till I'm done. But I want to say right off the top, hello to everybody that's on here now. Donovan?
All right, welcome back, you guys, to the Demetra K Show. Great to have you. Don't forget to download the African Diaspora News Channel app. You can get it on Google Play, Apple Store. Also, if you guys want to contribute to the show and keep the content creator motivated, there's ways you can do that. There's a pink and white scrolling banner at the bottom of this program. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, cash, money order, however you guys want to do it. Those of you guys that have been and continually donate to the show, we greatly appreciate that. Trust me, it is greatly appreciated. And trust me, it's going to a worthy cause. So it's not like Demetra's taking it out and going to the VFW and buying the $6.99 burger meal or anything like that. So
hey,
we really appreciate.
I need that cat suit for the VFW, okay?
Right. The old 93 cat suit. Got to pull that one out. But and we greatly appreciate that. And again, if you guys want to donate, that's the way you guys can do it. Also, do not forget to download the African Diaspora News Channel app. A lot of people complain that we can't do this, we can't do that, we can't do this. Where are our apps? When you're on another person's platform, the only way that you can get around that is either get off of their platform and start your own, which we have, the African Diaspora News Channel app. Until we are willing to do that and support a Black channel where we could be ourselves and talk the way we want to talk and put up the way we want to put up without the copyrights and all the other rules that we have to go to, this is what we have to do. So don't forget the African Diaspora News Channel app. Great videos, Vicki Dillard, Brother Phil Scott, Demetra K. And not only do you get what you see, YouTube things that you see on YouTube, you also see videos that you don't see on YouTube that is specifically to the app. So get a chance, you guys go ahead and download that.
Absolutely. And yes, indeed. All right. For the sake of time, let's go ahead and get into it. So I had been seeing a lot of people on all the platforms talk about the 20 versus 1 by Jubilee. It is a platform that I usually see on YouTube, right? 20 versus 1. So in this particular episode, they had Amanda Seales. She is the one. And then she was called the Black Radical versus 20 Black conservatives, right? And there were like 4 questions. One of the questions, I guess they were questions that she wanted to debate with some of those people. And one of them was about reparations, right? And most of the people that she debated, all the conservatives, right, they kind of felt like it was a handout type of thing. We need to kind of bootstrap it and all that. And I want to say right off the top, I don't know a lot about Amanda Seales. I should say she's an actress, comedian, and political activist, and she's very smart. I heard, she's had some issues here and there. Again, I don't know all about it, but I would say she's a very smart lady. And I love people who can debate, and that woman can debate. She know her stuff. I'm going to say that right off the top, right? So, of course, she ran them down, right? When they was talking about reparations being a handout ban, she broke them all the way down, okay? Now, the other thing that she wanted to ponder is black on black crime, right? And so, of course, a lot of the conservatives that got up there, they said things like, oh, it's because of the lack of fathers. We need to stop blaming white people. And then we have a lack of accountability in the black community. So she broke them all the way down to about black on black crime not being a thing as, white on white crime. And I'm telling, she took them to task, right? And y'all know I'm the master debater, but I think, she's pretty good at what she does, right? So she also wants to ponder systemic racism, not just a claim, right? Because that's what a lot of conservatives and these black conservatives would say things like, oh, it's not really a thing. Systemic racism doesn't exist. That's what their argument was, right? Basically, there's no such thing. And then there was a Nigerian woman, I guess she's Nigerian American. She was basically saying, is this not a such thing as systemic, right? She was arguing that her mom came over here as she's 19 years old and she made something out of herself. So she was denying that there's systemic and institutional racism. And lastly, they pondered Black conservatives failed to meet the needs of the working class. Now, within that conversation, she had a debate, if you want to call it that. Now, you'll see you won't actually see the video for obvious reasons, but he said some things, and when I tell you this lady ate his damn lunch, boy, I tell you, here you go.
Is happening now. I think growing, understanding the real problems, not going out and trying to protest against. You guys don't ever do this. KTS.
You guys don't ever do that.
KTS
Who is you guys?
Members of the Black community that want to hold people accountable, especially Black people. So KTS Dre was shot 60 times outside of Cook County, Chicago. How many BLM members came out? You earlier said BLM
Stop
is about
referring
police.
to me as you guys.
Okay, that's fine. So, for example, we had a really good example of this where it's not a police, because I remember you said...
Where are you from?
Where am I from? What do you mean by that? Like, what state am I from? Where was I born?
Where do you live right now?
I live in Florida. I was born in Angola, though. I was born in sub-Saharan Africa, okay?
Where did you grow up for most of your time?
In Maine. I lived in North America.
In Maine?
Yes.
And what is the population of Black people in the town that you're from?
It's really extremely low, but I grew up around Black people, and there was a Black community where I lived.
And that Black community that you lived in, did they teach you about Black history in the United States? Like, are your parents Black American?
Yeah, my mom is Black. My father is Black.
No, I'm asking, were they born in the United States?
No, because I wasn't born there.
Oh, so you guys are all from Angola?
Yes. But again, like I told you earlier, right? In terms of people like KTS Dre, they were shot. BLM doesn't come out for them. And I remember you earlier said, hold on, can I please finish? You earlier said that BLM is worried about police, but when Daniel Penny choked out the man that we all know was causing violence on that subway train.
He was not causing violence.
He was threatening
people.
Causing
disruption is not causing violence.
He was threatening people.
Causing disruption is not causing violence.
And the people there helped him also. And we know that he would help them.
I don't know what that has to do with BLM. Random people on a train is not Black Lives Matter.
BLM showed up for that. They did.
Showed up for what?
BLM showed up threatening white people, saying that they were going to go get white people. Now they did.
BLM protested.
BLM New York.
BLM protested. Where did you get that from? You see, your sources are not. You're not able to cite your sources. Please go sit down.
Yeah, that's the truth.
It's not the truth. It's not the truth. It's not the. Nothing you say is actually the truth. Nothing. You're not even American. You're not even a Black American. As the daughter of an immigrant, it is imperative that Black people from other places understand the disparate difference that they exist from Black people in the United States. It is not the same. Period. And ultimately, the best effort that we can do as a diaspora is to lead in understanding, not in judgment. So when I am talking to somebody from Sudan, from the Congo, from Angola, I am listening to understand their experience, not to undermine it. And I refuse to allow anybody from Grenada, from Angola, from any other place to come and try to undermine the experience of Black Americans.
Well, so I'm gonna remove that. Again, that was Amanda Seals, and she was debating a young man, as you can see there, from Angola. His parents are from Angola, but of course, he was trying to basically say, you guys, you Black people, right? Now, before we start this conversation, I just want to say this is not about name calling, being disrespectful. This is about having a conversation, right? Without all of that. But she acknowledged that she is the daughter of immigrants as well. Her mom is from Grenada and her father was born here, I think the Bronx or something like that. But she said she never knew her dad. And they talked about that in the conversation when they were talking about dads being absent and this, that, and the other. She said, my dad has a degree from Harvard, but he just chose not to be a dad, right? But that's a different thing. But I love that she acknowledged that I come from somewhere else, right? Born in America. She's born in Inglewood. But what you will not do, and she says you other immigrants that are Black, you will not come over here and disrespect Black Americans, and especially Judge, right? She says, because when you do that, I'm paraphrasing, you are undermining the plight of Black Americans by saying, oh, well, we was able to do A, B, C, and D. Why y'all not able to do A, B, C, and D? Well, this system doesn't exist, this, that, and the other, because you don't originate from this system. So you can't come over here trying to tell, Black Americans, y'all don't know what you talking about. Shut up, be quiet. And if my mama could do it, then this, that, and the other. When I tell y'all need to watch it. It's on Jubilee 20 verses 1. She did a great job of, keeping the conversation respectful and letting them know with facts. She really knows how to debate. And what she was also able to do is to point out that, like, basically where your source is at. In a way, I know who y'all be listening to type of thing, and you coming up here trying to cut me off and this, that, and the other. She was masterful at debating. But that part I really love, because she let them know, nah, you ain't finna come over here and do that. And that's coming from somebody who is not totally Black American. So, Donovan, what say you? And I'm going to get into the comment section again. Let's not do no name calling and all this other stuff, because at the end of the day, we all need to have this conversation. So, Donovan?
Oh, then I might as well not say nothing at all then. Well, have a good day. No, I'm joking.
Next.
Right. Applause. Masterful applause to Amanda Seales. I hope she put the neck rolling in there and the sister girl stuff in there, because that's what our sisters do to us. No, I'm joking. Sorry to be joking, but I'm really glad that she took them to task and asked for their qualifications, because what you're going to see, sisters and brothers, is a lot of these people come here and they qualify themselves better than us. Did you notice, as a Black man who grew up in America and all this other stuff, he delineated himself from us. He kept saying, you people. Did you guys notice that? And that's what these people do here. They come here on the backs of our plight and our struggle, and they delineate themselves as if they're better than us. And then, notice he was very proud to say, well, I'm Angolan. Well, then take your ass back to Angola. If Angola is so great and you're just a great person, why couldn't you be successful there? You had to come here. It's just kind of crazy. And another thing that we've got to take into consideration, brothers and sisters, another thing we've got to take into consideration, brothers and sisters, is when these people come here, these other people in our diaspora come to America, do you guys notice that they don't know our history? Have you guys noticed that? They can tell you everything about the white man's history here, but can't tell you one thing about the Black man's history, the Black American's history. And that adds into their ignorance. We need more great debaters and more people to push back. This is why delineation is so damn important. I wish those liberal-minded Black men and women who sit up here and cape for these other groups would actually listen and understand that those other groups are here to undermine. Not all of them. Some of them come here the right way, and they do it the right way. But notice they do not know Black American history. They only know what the propaganda Operation Mockingbird projects out into the world about Black people. And it's just so sad.
Absolutely. Hey, Gloria, how you doing? I want to go back to Jupiter. How you doing, Jupiter? He says, well, Demetra, I may disagree with you. Amanda is the same one who dissed Kevin Samuels. And, well, FBAs who have different perspectives. Amanda did a lot of shifting goalposts. I'm speaking as an FBA. Well, she's allowed to disagree with Kevin Samuels. I didn't agree with Kevin Samuels on a lot of the things that he said. She's allowed to do that. But I think what we need to do is, speaking of goalpost shifting, right? Sometimes we just got to stay with the conversation at hand, because, like I said, I watched the whole debate. And I think she did a great job. Like I said, I don't know a lot about Amanda Seales. I've heard different things, but I don't too much delve into the gossip, and I just don't. So I don't even know what she said or didn't say about FBA. But I'm talking about the conversation right now. The conversation, I think that's a pretty a marvelous feat to debate 20 people and win. and she won. And it was admittedly, FBA, black conservatives there as well with the foolishness, right? And I'm like, okay, so just from watching these people, they say they're black conservatives. I'm like, nah, I think they getting it mixed up with, hold on, black. They're thinking that black conservative means this, right? Because they did a whole lot of this on the show. I mean, even to the point of she's like, are we for real? You know what I mean? Because she said in the beginning, I know we in LA, are a lot of y'all acting? Are y'all acting right now? Because some of the stuff they was saying was just, oh, we got to stop blaming white people. And, it was a lot. So I understood where she was going with, are y'all acting? You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know what she said about Kevin Samuels, but I mean, she wouldn't have been the first, right? Anyway, and if I didn't already, Diane, how you doing? Let's see, Shan, how you doing? Says she is right about what she's saying. I believe that we as Americans and in the diaspora, we all could get along if we all know and feel each other better than what people have been doing. Yeah, it's just part of one of those, in my opinion, something else to divide us, although there does need to be some correction going on because there has been a lot of disrespect of Black Americans. And, a lot of Black Americans is like, hey, y'all we deal with a lot of disrespect from everybody. And then now we got to deal with it from the diaspora. And it's like none of y'all will be able to come over here and do anything that you're doing if it wasn't off the backs of Black Americans. So what y'all not going to do is disrespect us in our face. And we're going to be quiet about it, right? That's what I understand. But all that other stuff, I can't get into all of that. Raymond, how you doing? King Noble says it's all good until the race soldiers get a hold of them. You better tell them, get a hold of them. Then they realize they are seen as FBAs, right? Then they start saying, where Black people at? Where my people? And it's like, oh, you mean when you was on Twitter talking about Black women or dogs and all kind of different stuff, and you rather be with a dog than a Black woman? You talking about those people? Yeah, you might want to go get Becky Ann and them her people that, are cool with her taking your life, right? That's kind of where that is. So you're absolutely right. Blaze, I hope I said that right. How you doing? Says Black men haven't spoken up for the community since the 1960s, and that's a lie. That's a lie. See, that's another thing too. We got to be careful of the things that we spew. Black men have spoken up. I mean, Farrakhan is a Black man. He's been speaking up for the Black community for most of his life, and he's 92 years old. So what are we talking about? My daddy a Black man, and he's spoken up for the Black community all of my life that I remember, and I'm a young 54. So, I mean, maybe you need to hang around some Black men who are conducive, but that's absolutely false that Black men have not spoken up for the Black community since the 60s. Come on now.
Yeah, and you got to use your common sense. If Black men aren't here to defend our community in general, there wouldn't be a community. They would just run roughshod over the Black women, and they would just do what they want with us. It takes Black men that stand up every day. We are the only group in the African diaspora that fights white supremacy every day. Do you know how many Black men are locked up in jail right now because they spoke out, they fought back, they did what they had to do? Yes, there are some criminals in there and all that other good stuff, but you got a whole bunch of Black men that have been locked up under weed that is now legal, and they're still locked up. So Black men stand up every day. Black men and men in general are accountable every day. That's how this society is set up. It's a patriarchy. Men are accountable in the patriarchy.
Yeah, so I don't even know what that comment is about. Hey, African Native, how you doing? I really don't. Let me skip down a little bit, y'all. Caitlin, did I say hello to you? Says, is that new merch? I see Donovan shirt. It's actually old merch. I guess I need to get some more t-shirts or something. Yeah, I've just been not being a very good steward of myself, I guess. Sweet Butters, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. It says straight out of Cali. Yes, indeed. Let's see. Guy Cool Jones, Shine. How you doing, Mr. or Mrs. Shine? I'm sorry. It says she was right in this instant. Yeah, let's deal with this. Okay. Like I said, I don't know a lot about Amanda Seals, and so I could not speak to that. Rolanda, how you doing? It says Amanda is a colorist. She actually addressed some of that in the debate. I don't know again about any of the things that she said. there was a woman that came up to debate her, and you could tell maybe she's mixed with something, but she had the straight long hair and all that, and she was basically, I think she was arguing about black on black crime, and that needs to be or systemic racism. I think she was saying it doesn't exist. And she says, well, I never had that issue. She says, well, admittedly, you present, and I'm paraphrasing, like white adjacent, and the girl kind of like, yeah, okay, so she addressed that to some degree, but I don't know anything about that. So forgive me. Don Reddy, how you doing? Tommy, how you doing? Says, I agree. Thundercat, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Diane says, I don't think they know American history, period. And some of our young people don't know our history either. Come on now. Let's see. Yeah, y'all know I have to bring out the homie because I can't really say the word, but I'm going to bring out the homie. He going to say it for me. Blue X, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Albie Chill says ABL has 1 million+ followers who listen to his nonsense alone. Says, let alone the other goofies. And who is ABL? I don't know why that escapes me, but who is ABL? I don't know who that is. Cynthia, he says, our civil rights leaders and FBA opened the pearly gates for all of them immigrants in order for them to be able to have financial resources and make a living status in America for themselves as well as their children and families. Yeah, but I really love that she took them to task. It's like, no, we're not going to do that. I'm sorry, because you over here and you benefit off the backs of Black Americans, and you got the nerve to be greasy in your mouth and be disrespectful, talking about you blacks. See, when people say that and you black, talking about you blacks, that already tells us that they see themselves as different, right? And so, of course, a lot of times, not all, but some of them like to come over here and align with white supremacy, right? Thinking, oh, well, you're right, massa. Well, they don't see them as a massa, right? But them blacks, yeah, those blacks, they need to do A, B, C, and D. But then when the police on their window and drag them out and put a knee on their neck, then it's like, wait a minute, I'm not them blacks. And a lot of them don't even see themselves as black, right? They see themselves as, oh, I'm Angolian, or I'm this, I'm not black. So, absolutely. Easy says, these so-called conservatives always engaging in selective storytelling. Yeah, because they think that if they agree with Massa, and again, a lot of those people were FBA, but if we agree with Massa, then we'll get a dirty butter biscuit, not even with no butter, right? That fell on the floor and that been kicked around by their funky feet. I'll take that. If I talk bad about Black Americans, Massa, will you love me too? No, they don't love you. They just like the fact that you were mirroring the things that they believe. And when they see other Black people talking bad about Black people, they say, see, I told you I'm not racist. I see they say that about Black people. So, but you'll get yours in the long run. Jacoby, how you doing? Says, good afternoon, everyone. Just came in. Yes, Amanda Seales spanked all 20 conservatives. However, I still don't trust her. It's almost like a ploy to take us back to the Democrat Party. I choose no. Well, she says she's not a Democrat because a lot of them kept on accusing her of being a Democrat. She said, I'm not a Democrat. I'm a radical, right? She basically says that she thinks for herself. But I want to say this too. Again, I don't know a lot about Amanda Seales, but there's a lot of people who are having to come to Jesus moment about the Democrats. Now, was she a Democrat? It sounds like she was. But a lot of people are coming to Jesus about Democrat Black people, especially. I'm like, yeah, I used to be that. But then when I got more knowledge and understanding, then I could not associate. And she did say throughout that debate, because she had the end debate with a guy that she selected. And he was basically saying we should divorce ourselves from the Democrat Party. And she says, I 100% agree. We should not be with the Democrats and we should not be with the Republicans. We should be doing our own thing, basically with our own party. So I just want to tell you what I heard her say in that debate. Wow, Williams, Buck Horses, the building. How you doing? Let's see. That hip. How you doing? It says Black women unalive their children per capita. He says more than any other race. So I won't hear nothing about some Becky deleting a Black man. This is a minor nonsense. I think I hear you saying because Black women delete babies more so than anybody, you don't want to hear about a white woman doing it to a Black man. Is that what you're saying? It's been a long day, so I don't want to mistake you in that before I, go there. King Shaw, did I say hello to you? If not, hello. Rohan, what's going on? It says those Black conservatives only have white talking points. They don't understand the true Black conservative is about family, community, knowing our history. And they don't want to know that. They want to get that, like Donovan said, pat on the head from white folks. Donovan? Okay, I'll keep reading. Wild Williams, he says, and no one keeps money on the books. He says, or write letters or phone calls. And Mad Dog says, I think that person is trolling. So you talk about the person. No, he was dead serious because he got up there and spoke to her a few times. He just, young, and she did say to him the first time that they spoke, for whatever reason, you got certain talking points and you're certain of them. They're not correct, she says, but I think once you are here long enough, you'll get a little bit more information and you'll actually educate yourself and understand what is being said here. But yeah, you could tell he listens to people like the Hodge twins, your Officer Tatum, the Candaces. You could tell that's his source of information because it just regurgitated, Black conservatives. Can I say that? Conservatives talking points. I'm just saying. Yeah, so like we used to have merch back in the day, but yeah, I'm just kind of lazy. I'm working on some things, though. I am working on some things, so please forgive me. Jay Sanders, how you doing? Says my pops was heavy in the community. Yeah, we all got a black daddy, uncle, even a pastor, whatever, that was very vocal in the community. So I don't even know where that comes from. Like, we need to stop listening to foolishness and then regurgitating it like it's some facts, because it's not.
Yeah, and it comes from both parties. It's another emasculation of the black man. Now we're soft, we're wimps, we're gay, we're LGBTQ, this, that. We don't defend, we don't take care of our kids. It's a whole talking point to seismatically take down a strong black man. And a lot of people buy into it. They take whatever part they need and they run with it. Same thing in reverse. How we look at our women. Oh, they're ghetto. Oh, hair hats, this, that. They take a part of it and they continue to break down the community.
Yeah, and I don't, it's not like I saw you say that Amanda's riding the wave now. I don't know if she's riding the wave again. I don't know a whole lot about Amanda. I've seen some other commentaries like, oh, they should have had somebody else up there. I've seen some names. I won't mention them here, but it's like they didn't have anybody else up there. They had Amanda Seales up there, and Amanda Seales did her job. She, you see, this is the one thing. When you speak with facts, and you want to debate against the facts, and she spoke with facts, right? She lined it up. It wasn't what I feel and I heard, like a lot of them. She spoke with facts. She brought out, different situations and cases and all kind of stuff. So, I mean, whether she riding the wave right now, somebody else should have been doing it. She went and showed up and handled business. I mean, I don't have any complaints about it. I was very happy that she did not let them strong arm her with hollering and screaming and wanting to talk over. Like, one chick was talking and she was like, listen, how long is this question? Okay, because you keep going on and on. So then she let Amanda speak, and then she kept trying to cut her off. She's like, nah, well, I'm not going to be doing all this with you. Ask your question so I can speak, right? So
yeah. So again, and you made a good point when what you just said. Saying how you feel, that isn't facts. So men, ladies, whatever, when you're trying to emphasize a point or try to get something to be, saying how I feel isn't a fact.
Yeah, and King Shorty says, I'm glad Amanda Seales did that, but we got to watch her too. It's election time, 2026, and she works both sides. I'm glad she told them Trump grifters off, but this wasn't even about voting for this party or that party. She was just tackling certain questions. So it wasn't, aligning herself with any party at all. And maybe everybody should kind of watch it so you can get an opinion of for yourself. But she was just tackling, basically run-of-the-mill debate or questions that come up in, certain circles. And she took the questions to task. And I think she did a marvelous job. She cited a lot of people and all of that. They were just unmatched. Most of the 20 got up and spoke. Every last one of them that got up and tried to debate her, they were unmatched. And like I said, I love a good debate, and she did it without all the screaming and holler because somebody's at my door. That's what people think debating is. They think debating is screaming and hollering and like Roland be doing, right? Roland Martin, he think that's debate. And, a lot of people, you don't win because you're screaming. You win for what it looks like because people are like, I'm not going to be hollering with you, homie, So yeah, I hear what you're saying. Spider-Man, how you doing? Says, hey, Demetria, and my brother, the recovering Democrat, says, without us, these immigrants would not be here. We fought for Africans to be here. They are here to undermine us, teach our kids history. Okay. So our ABL is Anthony Brian Logan. He's 75. Okay, got you. I don't believe I've ever heard of him.
Yeah, is he 75? I thought he was younger than that, but I could be wrong.
So yes, Janelle, FBA is foundational Black American. It's, I mean, be careful because it's a lineage. The last time I said it was an organization, it's a lineage of basically descendants of slavery, right? Black American descendants of slavery. That's what that is. Basically saying that we are the original, when I say we, I mean FBA, original Black people, if you will, of America, not really coming or from their motherland. I'm probably messing this up, as I don't claim to be FBA either. I'm a Black American, and I don't feel like going into that again, but I do not align with FBA because I don't like a lot of the other stuff that go with it. Although I am Black American, I've always said that I'm Black American. So if somebody else explains it better, I'll put it up in there, but that's what I understand. Baraka.
Yeah, it says on Wikipedia, don't go too far, but what I looked for, he's 40 years old.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he's 40 years old. He was born in 1984. So I don't know why somebody would say he's 75. Again, no shade to anybody, but I always say this to people. Look it up. It's Google. It's right on your phone. You can look this stuff up. I'm not saying that Wikipedia is absolutely correct, but you're supposed to use more than one fact. So it says he's 40, and if he's 75, give him credit. He looks good for 75. I'll say that. So let's continue here. Let me get back up here. I was at the bottom. Yes, Michelle says yes. Anton is all about money with his hammerhead. Yeah, he's just about the money. Sweet Butter says it's time though, Demetria. People are watching to be hooked back in celebrity culture, and et cetera, et cetera. Tracy says, oh, she's talking to Michelle. King Shaw says Amanda Seals, like Coleman Hughes, plays both sides and pro tethers. Buck Horse, Miss Haynes, happy Tuesday. And Demetria's back already. What did your package arrive from Amazon?
It wasn't Amazon. I don't know where it's from. I have to wait and see. Restless Man, thank you so much for that love and appreciation. You said it's disingenuous to make this debate about that one Angolan America. What about the Justice Clarence Thomas pure FBA type of, and I don't even know how this being disingenuous came into play. I'm only talking about what happened in this debate. So as far as the Justice Thomas type of people, we aren't talking about him, but nobody is saying that he is not that. So I don't understand where the disingenuous claim comes in, but thank you so much. All right, moving down, Boss Player, and again, y'all names is all over the place. I don't even know who Antoine is, so y'all forgive me in that.
Yeah, he's a brother up in Detroit. Matter of fact, he was on a lot of conservative talk shows and stuff as a pundit for the Fox News. He always talks about money and things, and whatever.
Yeah, I like I said, I'll be disconnected from a lot of stuff. I'm careful from where I get my information from, because I know there's a lot of people just be saying stuff. Janelle says, I'm Texan first, American second. Okay. Rep your state then. Rohan says these Black conservatives need to look at Candace. Yeah, Candace is kind of doing I don't know if it's a 180, but she's getting close to that. She's now taking Israel and Netanyahu and all them to task, right? It's hard to call it. Deborah says are gonna get a lot of celebrities talking about the Black convo so they can gain reaction from. Oh, gotcha. I get what you're saying. So yeah, a lot of those Black, they talk. It's a lot of money in dogging or even talking about Black people in general. There's a lot of money in it, right? You notice a lot of the news channels even now they talking about Black people, whether it's Diddy, whatever it is. There's a lot of money in that, and so a lot of these Black conservatives, they get paid handsomely from white folks to sit up and you go to any of their comment sections, right? Officer Tatum somebody asked me about him. I looked into him. I said, oh, he's a big time, be all that up on his thumbnails and stuff. But yeah, they get a lot of money from them. They make a lot of money from white people because white people's like, see, if they say it must be true because we're tired of people telling us that we're bad because we feel this way about the blacks. But there is a saying that about their own people. So yeah, they pay them a lot of money, but I hear you guys say a lot. They break their tools, but more to point to somewhere. I like to always refer people to that of Lincoln Perry, Step and Fetch It. He was a moniker was the laziest man in the world. And white folks paid him a lot of money. He was the first black millionaire actor in America. They paid him a lot of money in the 30s and 40s to and then when they was done with him, they was like, yeah, beat it. And black Americans was like, nah, homie, you did too much of that. Right? We forgive you, but we ain't gonna never bring you up in here. So he died a broke alcoholic when it was all said and done. And yeah, he chased around white women too. Just gonna put that out there.
Yeah, and I just want to add this to it. Like I said, we call out these raccoon type people and stuff like that. But I want you guys to read the tea leaves. What do I mean by that? What did the Democrats use and funnel money to? Podcasters, this, that, YouTubers, and all stuff like that. So is it far-fetched to say that the Republicans would do the same thing? These are the same people. This is what we're trying to get you guys to understand. Demetra and myself, and others, we call ourselves resurrectors, right? We're trying to resurrect the dead. A lot of you guys see that these parties are both the same. They're the same people. They get their same marching orders. It's the same playbook. Good cop versus bad cop, right? The good cop is always, hey, if you kind of help me out, I can help you out, make it a little easier for you on the judge, whatever. But at the end of the day, both of the cops want to put you in jail. So, when I look at things, I look at both sides of it, and I look at the same playbook. This is the same playbook. So all of these people on the right that get their money from the Republican Party and whoever else these people are, fine. Then I look to the left. They get their money from the Democratic Party, George Soros, whatever. When are we going to wake up and say, you know what? Both of these people are playing a game and we're the ones that suffer because they keep us agitated against each other.
Y'all, wow, y'all got a lot of names here. I don't follow Anton Daniel. I don't like his commentary in regards to black women. He's a Kevin Samuel grifter, right? When Kevin Samuels died, everybody tried to jump on it. Deborah says doors are closing in for her in Hollywood, so it's a grift in my opinion. I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't believe that she's grifting in regards to this is because there is no money. There's rarely. I'm talking about if you do it the right way. Okay, so please hear me out. There's no money for black people who try to speak the truth, try to elevate their people by giving truth and facts. You know where the money is? And listen, I like Umar on some degree, but there's money in it for people like Umar and a whole host of people in that ilk of the Umarians, right? Those are the people that get enriched, but she ain't gonna make no money trying to tell black people the truth or waking up and speaking the truth about what's going on with black people. There ain't no money in that. I'm gonna tell you right now, if she was really grifting, she would have went on the other side, which y'all say your Anton Daniels and all them other cats, and said, yeah, black people ain't this and black people ain't that. As a matter of fact, she took Kamala to task and Obama to task. Now, if anybody in politics is Hollywood, it's Obama and Kamala, right? So if she really was, trying to get back into Hollywood, she sealed her fate with talking about those two. But I'm gonna tell you right now, ain't no money in this, really trying to wake black people up, which is why a lot of our black leaders, and trust me, I'm not likening myself to that, so do not mistake me, but a lot of our black leaders died broke. You know how many of them said? Malcolm X says, I hear this recording that's going around a lot. I've heard it before, of the FBI asking him basically to sell out for some change. Come on over here. And he says he won't do it, right? So it's not that a lot of black leaders, I'm talking about real leaders, haven't been offered some money to sell black people out. The ones that don't, they die broke a lot. So that's why I'm saying, like, if we really kind of ponder what you're saying, she would have been making more money going on the other side with the rest of them and selling black people up the river for some money. Oh, she would have made a lot of money doing that. I tell you that. So yeah. Let's see. In 48 TCO, it says, what Kamala say or do to her because she was a fan. Yeah, I think, again, I don't know Amanda Seales, so I don't want to speak for her. I think she's just like a lot of people who are like, wait a minute. Because, see, this is what I know, okay? I don't tell people about my degrees a lot, but I got some degrees, and one of them is in communication, right? A lot of times people think communicating is about talking. No, it's about listening more. That's when you learn. You don't learn when you yipping your yapper. So I think what she's done is she stopped talking long enough and started listening, and maybe because I don't know her, maybe she says, oh, I didn't know that. You know what? You right. Democrats always using black people and we don't get nothing for it. You right. We didn't vote for the Democrats, especially when Biden was in office and he kicked those border doors wide open and let everybody come over here while participating in the benign neglect of black Americans. You right. So I'm not faulting her if she is having a true awakening and she's speaking about, I'm not going to fault her for that. But see, that's the other thing too. We got to give people grace. And we didn't know what we know now until we know it, right? But you got to give people grace. You can't keep nailing them, or maybe I shouldn't use him, but nailing them to a cross. No, you used to. People just wake up in their own time. And if she's truly awakened, good for her. She's going to use her platform to speak what we call real truth to power, not this phony stuff people doing. I'm just saying. Who else is in the chat? Michelle, how you doing? I know I'm behind. Says, you're right, Demetri. So many blacks sell out on the Republican side. I used to follow a lot of them years ago. I will never put my people down to build my social media platform. That's what they do. Yeah, because you got to walk that back, and God ain't sleep. God sees that you are dividing your people. And that's why I told a lot of these manosphere dudes and these divestors and all these other people, I don't do neither one of them, right? But there's a price to pay for dividing black men and women. Oh, yes, you could believe that, right? You run around talking about black men, save yourself, leave these black women alone, and your black women, you talking about, you go get you a brag. God ain't sleep, because we supposed to be together. So if you participate in that and you making money off of the degradation of black men and women and the separation of black men and women, you better hope God wasn't seeing you when you was doing it. So I see a lot of people that I've had the conversation with, stop doing it. Because if you're doing it to make a buck, that money will go. But we'll always remember you for participating in the division of black men and women. Period. Yekwaba, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Y'all forgive me. I'll be sweating and I just can't stop. Russell, how you doing? Says conservative, super offensive. I'm a conservative, whatever. It says blacks are historically conservative. Your worldview has destroyed black America. But guess what? I'm gonna put this up here. You can't tell me nothing about black America. That's what you cannot do. And yes, I know that traditionally, see, if you're talking about the right sense of the word conservative, then yes, but we ain't talking about conservatives because they get up in there and co-sign what white supremacy want them to co-sign. That's two different things. Conservative means, as far as black Americans, that yeah, we don't cut for the deletion of our babies. And yeah, we do believe in a higher power and all that other stuff, right? We believe in doing for self, but that's not what we've been taught and told where to go, especially since the false idea of civil rights. But in your opinion, you think because they talking bad about black people and down on the Democrats, oh, that makes it conservative. No, that makes them a conservative. And I said what I said. And if you don't like it, you can go out the door today. But welcome. Let's see. Crimson, did I say hello to you? Says Amanda been watching Candace. Has she? I don't know. And I kept seeing a lot of people in the debate or the comment section was like they need to debate each other. I don't know if I want to see that. I think Amanda would destroy Candace. Tracy's so you're talking to King Shaw. Brother Damon, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Cynthia, thank you so much for that. He says, Donovan, I want to thank you for addressing the late Representative John Lewis. He never addressed the unjust mass incarceration of the black community, but he fought for the ABC community.
Yeah, and the thing is, like I said, I always try to tell people, a lot of people, they confuse John Lewis's civic record with his civil record. He was a giant in the civil rights movement, great, but his public record of over 30 years, nothing for Black people. And those are facts. And people get mad when you point that out. So, just thank you.
Yeah, I mean, for me, about John Lewis, it was always about timing. Donovan didn't even wait till the body was in the ground good. I was like, bro, okay, let the man get cold, all right? All right, Negroes, how you doing? Says Amanda did an excellent job. I don't know what her genuine agenda is, but all the faces she made was my face too. Yeah, she did a good job in that moment. Like I said, all the other stuff, what her agenda is, hell, do we even really know what anybody's true agenda is, right? A lot of times we don't know until they show us. Yeah. Brother Easy says, I think Amanda has come to realization that she was used by Democrats, as a lot of people have, right? There's a lot of people are like, oh yeah, this ain't it. Del Monte Green Beans, what's up? He says, I still keep Captain Spock one eyebrow raised up on her still. Yeah, I don't know a lot about Amanda Seals. I'm not focused on Amanda Seals at all. As what power does she really have? Clearly, she's defunct from the Democrat Party, right? Doesn't sound like she's embracing conservatism. So what power does she actually have? If what she's saying is factual, I think people need to hear that. Now, all the other stuff she got going on, I do not profess to know anything about that. But I hear what you're saying. Kevin, he says the white conservatives love these Black conservatives because they help perpetrate Black stereotypes in white people's mind. Yeah, and that's what they call conservatives. Oh, they're conservatives. Yeah, because if they talking greasy about their own people, and it validates them in the foolishness that they believe about Black people. In fact, it helps them escape the guilt. And I don't even know if they feel guilt, but it helps them escape their true history and what they've done to the Black American here in America, right? And those, most of the time, if you listen to those, as I said, conservatives, they don't even know what they talk about. They just puppets, and they just parroting things that they heard from somebody else who was ill-informed. Yeah. All right, skipping down. Let's see. Defrocker. How you doing? So Tariq Nasheed is one to get emotional and yelling. Admittedly, I don't follow Tariq Nasheed. I see him every once in a while, but I don't follow him. So I can't really speak about that. Cynthia says, bottom line, all them immigrants are making it off the struggles of Black backs. Yeah, and and they should be humble, right? And say thank you. And some of them do. So let's not discount them all. A lot of them do say thank you, this, that, and the other. Avenge the ancestors. How you doing? Yes, indeed. Sister Sherry, how you doing? Says, is Janelle African because they continue asking the same damn thing about FBA? They're all over TikTok asking Black creators the same thing, and they continue telling them what it's about. I can't speak for Janelle, but I believe she's Black American. She's from, Texas. So I don't know. Made and Crowned. How you doing? Says FBA is a lineage. Only if you have a lineage to chattel slavery in America, you are foundational Black American, foundational to this country. We are Freedmen ADOS FBA. Okay, so there you go. And I'm sorry, I'm so behind. So forgive me. Let me catch up, y'all. Going down to the questions that I have not seen or statements, y'all please forgive me. Scoop, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Who else haven't I seen? Anais, how you doing? Long time no see. You said sample types. There you go. Maybe that's a more acceptable word. You dog, how you doing? It says Candace Owens said George Floyd died from a drug overdose. For me, anything she says after that statement is invalid. I totally agree with you. I see people trying to say, oh, Candace is coming around. I agree with you. I think that cancels her out because you was doing a lot of that for them folks, regardless if George Floyd was with, all that did not say that he needed to have put their knee on his neck for 10 minutes, and Candace Owens with her funky self tried to die on the hill that George Floyd deserved what happened to him because he had some fentanyl in his body, right? So I agree with you. That on the strength of that, Candace Owens could kick rocks with open-toed shoes on with her and her mama, okay?
Well, let's give credit where credit's due, though. At the same time, yes, I agree with you wholeheartedly. But did she not do a great piece on Kamala Harris's background?
She broken did. Clock can be right twice, is right twice a day, right? We'll say that, but that don't mean she right. She could be a wrong person and say some right things, but no, we never gonna, think that Candace Owens has changed her mind. She might have, but just some of the funky stuff that she's saying, not just about George Floyd, but a lot of other people, so she could get a pat on the head and a dirty butter biscuit from white supremacy. Nah, sometimes you go too far, right? And then now she up talking about Israel. When they, kick her backside down the street, she ain't gonna have nowhere to go. Now, there's some silly black folks that'll say, well, she did it. Yeah, she took down Kamala in a sense. So what? That don't mean that, she's a so-called good person. She really did a lot with that whole George Floyd thing. So yeah, it's whatever with her. Restless Man says, soon you're gonna get a what? Okay, I'm just reading some of these comments. One who cares, did I say hello to you? If not, hello, zip, zoom. What's going on with you? Zoom, I should say. Says they're all pages from the same book. Yep, dumb. Okay, so you talking to somebody else. Rolanda says that's not a talking point, it's the truth. Easy says 2 peas in the same pot. And Gloria says most of us have woken up. Yeah, some of us are still doing that, right? Some of us, it's hard to unbrainwash yourself, sometimes. Tracy says, Demetri, you ain't missing nothing with Anton and his wife is black. Ain't that something? Yeah, I understand his wife was black, but there he is telling every other black dudes talking bad about black women. I can't stand a black man or woman that talk bad about each other. For what? What are you doing that for? Because you acting like everybody else out there treat you so well. So I just don't have any patience for it at all. Now that's a grift, right? Because it's especially, black men and women, we're easy targets when it comes to, it's very satiating to people, especially if you have self-hate. And if you hate black people, right? It's satiating to log on somewhere where some fool is talking bad about black women or black men. It whets your sickness and your lack of knowledge of self and your lack of love for self and love for your people, because we know that all black men and women do not operate like the ones they go pick off a TikTok and this, that, and the other, illustrate on Carnival Spirit or whatever, doing crazy things, but then they don't talk about the other people who do it as well. And so, yeah, that stuff is satiating for fools who have no knowledge of self. See, I'm in rare form today, but when I get off of here, I'm going to take 10 deep breaths. Mike Dyson says, Republicans and Democrats are 2 wings of the same bird. You better tell them. Brother Damon, he says, nah, 2 POSs of the same toilet. You better stop. Restless Man, thank you so much. He says, soon y'all going to get tetherized Thomas Sowell. I mean, I don't like that word. I know who Thomas Sowell is. He kind of teeters. He's more on the conservative side. He ain't slick either. He tries to come off as this scholar, right? He's asking these astute questions, but you doing that, and a lot of people try to cite him. It's like, shut up, okay? All right, let me skip down. I got 8 minutes left, Donovan. Scoopy says, we really need a good house cleaning. Too many raccoons getting the bag to keep massa comfortable and us obedient and docile. Yeah, they'll pay the price as well. And it won't have nothing to do with us. Knowledge 411. How you doing? Says black people who left black communities are more to blame than anything else. Thinking the government and white people should secure our neighborhoods is the definition of Sambo. Well, I don't think we think some people may that they should secure our neighborhoods. I think most of us believe you should leave our neighborhoods alone. Stop coming in our neighborhoods. Example, Black Wall Street, Slocum, Rosewood, Allentown, all of those, right? Stay out of our neighborhoods. We don't need y'all to do secure. Stay away. We're good with that. But they can't do that. And then they got the audacity to tell us to pull ourselves up by the bootstraps when they came in a neighborhood and set them on fire. So I'm not looking for no white people to secure nothing for me. But what I am looking for them to do is leave us the hell alone. If they could do that.
Right now, Demetri, isn't it true that there's a couple of towns in Arkansas where it's an all-white town that they're building, and not that we give a damn. They can have their all-white towns and separate and get away from us. But at the same time, why aren't we? Since we follow the white man in everything that he does, why aren't we separating like the Honorable Minister Farrakhan and Elijah Muhammad said, and separating and doing and making our own towns as well? But see, when we do it, it's a problem. When they do it, it's no problem.
Brother Damon, Anton is I'm really trying to not call people names, and I'm trying to, vibrate a little higher. But he's this guy who has very little knowledge of self, that talks greasy about Black women. And you know what? He got a lot of people that watch him do it. So not only do I question people like him, I question people who follow him. Why are you following him? And watching him talk mess about Black women, or if you following a Black woman that's talking bad about Black men, why do you follow them? That's the question that I have. I get why they're doing it. They're getting money. But why are you following somebody who speaks that way of Black women, and he lay down with a Black woman? And I question any Black woman that lays down with a Black man and knows that he grifts on the internet talking bad about Black women, and she ain't got nothing to say. But you know what? She benefiting from that money too, so she ain't going to check him. But she should, because it couldn't be my man on the internet spewing nonsense about Black women. I wouldn't even be like the Mojave Desert, and you could do what you want with that. Mr. South Carolina says we have influx of African, Mexicans, and other immigrants are working fast food restaurants in the local area. I didn't see any immigrants walking around. Where did they come from? They came from the Darien Gap and a whole bunch of other places when Biden says, come on over, right? Negroes, it says Amanda spoke in lineage facts. She tried to educate those people. I think she planted some seeds. I think she did too, because she talked to the young guy, the one that I played. She says, I think when you really start, keep pursuing knowledge and stuff, you're going to come back here and we'll probably agree. For lack of better words, that's what she said. But I totally agree with you. I think that she planted some facts as well. 48 TCO says the light-skinned lady, his wife is paid. If you know, okay, so he paid for it. I don't know nothing about that, man. You crazy. King Shaw says Candace Owens might go broke once France president sue her. Yeah, she getting sued by the president of France because she been calling his wife a man. My Lord. DJ B Red. Did I say hello to him? Not hello. He says, you're right. Sunlight. He says it's cool to talk bad about those two now. And bad about what two, if you don't mind me asking. I know I'm so behind. Sorry about that. But of course, says be careful with comments. Please make it look cool. Thank you, moderator. Mundo, how you doing? Says let people evolve to get where they need to be. Yeah, I mean, it took us a minute, right? It took us a minute to get where we are. Cassandra said that's a big maybe. Okay. I am so behind. Let me just go all the way. Hi, Cube. How you doing? He says Black people can never break the Democrat slave chain and escape. We're starting to, though. We are starting to. Thank you, Beverly. We appreciate that. Phoenix Henson, how you doing? Says, I'm now a fan of Amanda Seales. Good on her for defending Black Americans. Yeah, I think she did a marvelous job. I really do.
And the thing is, give her credit, because most first, second generation Americans born here, they don't do that. They just know their history, what their mama told them, and how great Jamaica is and Dominica is and all these Puerto Rico is. They never stand up to tell the truth about the history. But Amanda Seales is a smart girl, so she probably knows Black American history, which is why she could defend herself and defend us in replying to the falsehoods.
Yeah. Brother Arson, how you doing? Long time no see. He says, how is everybody? Whoa, so much to be said. We could talk for hours, but now, it says, for now, my bottom line is be careful where you put your energy, distractions, focus, economics, reparations. I totally agree with you. That's why I said I don't be, delved into a lot of spaces and stuff, because I'm really big on protecting my energy and keeping these gray hairs at bay. As you see, I think I'm doing all right for 54, but then maybe I'm not. Separation Nation, how you doing? It says, teach on, sis. Well, thank you so much. Be Queen, how you doing? It says, unless you're Native American, you come from someplace else native. That is true, but we might get in trouble for saying that.
Yeah, but you also got to remember, again, you got to check your history. Do you guys realize Black people on the continent, no matter where you're at, Black people were already there? Australia, the Aboriginals. In Asia, you've got all kinds of Black tribes and stuff there. So when people say, well, don't forget about the Native Americans, whatever, Blacks were in America 800, 1,000 years before. So they were already here. Matter of fact, some of your tribes were Black.
Right. That's true. But where did the mother of civilization, where was her remains found?
Absolutely in Africa. Absolutely. But remember, if we're going with science, the continents were all connected. Then they broke up. So Blacks have been everywhere. And Africa is the start of it. That's where it all started, on that continent.
Okay. Bruce, how you doing? Yeah, I'm so behind these comments. It's crazy.
No, it's not that you're behind. We have so many co-hosts that are putting in their talking points. It's just hard to keep up. That's all.
I'm just reading the questions. I see you, Russell. Says, laugh out loud. You just let me have it. Laugh out loud. That was great. As an honorable minister said, we are deceived people. You two are wrapped in that deception. Well, you make that three of us, okay? Because you in the deception as well. Because if we wrapped in the deception, what does that make you for being here looking at two people that's wrapped in deception? If you ain't wrapped in deception, wouldn't you have more knowledge of not to even be here engaging with us? I'm just asking. I mean, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I do all right. I'm very good with logic. But welcome. Just skipping down to those I have not seen. Oh my God. Al wants to know, Donovan, have you ever flown Spirit? He has flown Spirit. Yes, Brother Buckhorse.
Yeah, I answered him. Yeah, I answered him.
Okay. Just looking because I see that. Ooh, we made it to an hour. African Native says, I don't really get it when someone sells his own people for money. Yeah, well, money will make you do some strange things. You could believe that.
Well, here's the thing, and I'm glad he brought that up. She brought that up. Remember, a lot of us came here because we were sold into slavery from the motherland. So it's not far-fetched. It's not.
Yeah, money. I mean, hey, Beast by Dizzy, how you doing? Yeah, I think Amanda did great. Yeah, money is the reason why a lot of people are in trouble, dead, a whole lot of stuff, right? If somebody is giving you wheelbarrows of money to, say certain things and all that, yeah, you're going to keep saying them, right? But the problem is eventually when they don't want to hear it no more, then what are you going to do? What grift do you go to? Because one thing about white people, they do get tired of Negroes, right? They get tired of listening to you, or you say one thing that's, they disagree with, we canceling them, and then you standing there looking crazy. Doing like Omarosa. Well, I'm going back to my people, right? After she was in the White House and literally got thrown out of there by the first Trump administration, and she was going back to her people. And I agree with Whoopi on this. She said, who her people? You mean the ones you said that was going to be bowing down to Trump? Okay.
Well, in the words of the great Black prophet, Biggie Smalls, and Notorious B.I.G., the more money you got, the more problems.
Yeah, but all money ain't good money either. Sometimes you got to say no to some of this money, because it's like you asking me to do certain things for money. I got to go to bed at night. I got to try to sleep at night. For me, I also have a degree in public relations, and my thesis was about protecting my reputation too, because we were taught to protect organization, individuals, and other people's reputations, but rarely do we think about our own reputation, right? So I've always been careful of who I work with. When people want to consult with me and they want to work with me, oh yes, I let them know I'm interviewing you too, because I may not want to work with you, right? So yeah, I've never thought that any and everybody come to me, it's money, because you end up working with people and you'll regret it, right? So all money ain't good money.
Yeah, remember this, you guys. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors.
Right. All of that, money, boy. They said something about it being a strange master or something like that. Hey, Brina, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Skip it on down. Rands, what's going on with you? Says Kuandis, and you kind of put that all up in there. Is gonna go bankrupt just like Alex Jones, and it couldn't happen to a more deserving, twisted, sideways talking creature. But you know what? Even with that example, Candace is being sued by President Macron, right? She ran around, called Brigitte or whatever her name is a man. Oh, she a man. And they said, you know what? Little black heifer, we tired of you. We gonna put you in court and we gonna sue you for all this money. But you see how everybody on the planet was all right with her talking greasy about black people, but the minute she opened her mouth about them people good and right or wrong, they was like, yeah, we're gonna tie your ass up in court. And I guarantee you, if they find her to be guilty, yeah, she gonna be at Amazon. I'm just saying. I mean, if the lady ain't a man and you don't know her to be that, why are you even making this a talking point? You just messing with people at this point. And does he, that's his wife, husband, whoever she or he may be. Why do they need to prove that to you? Who are you? Why is this even an issue? You all up in France's business and somebody in France's business bed. And now you potentially about to lose everything you got because you's a nosy heifer. Honestly. But yeah, you mess with the wrong white folks and they'll get you together.
Oh yeah, see, and that's what I don't understand. What if hypothetically and allegedly or whatever, if it is a man, maybe that guy is into that. I mean, we do have same-sex marriages here in the United States, right? They have it over there as well. So if the person is a man, so what?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying I don't get why we're supposed to care. I mean, if that's France's business, if anything, right? They lying. I don't know. Like, I ain't all up in other people's clothes like that. Does she look like a man to me? Maybe, but what does it do for me? That if he want to be with a man, or I don't listen. I'm talking about if that's the man want to be with a man. Why are you making this a big? I don't get it. People be so involved in the wrong stuff sometimes, and I think, like I said, Candace messed with the wrong person this time.
Wasn't there a song by Aerosmith talking about that? Dude looks like a lady.
Yeah, I mean, she may be. I don't know, but. Siku, did I say hello to you? Says Anton is Caribbean. I heard that he's not. I heard that he's actually from here again. I don't go too far into the weeds with all of that. I really don't. Sometimes I think about getting too further in the weeds with certain stuff, but then I say I don't give a damn about none of that. You know what I mean? I don't. So I don't know what Anton is, but the stuff that I have seen, yeah, it's not something that I care to inculcate. Be sitting up. I'm not going to talk about how he look. I'm trying to vibrate higher, but yeah, I don't like what he says. So I just, when I see people reposting him and he, like, you making money off of just looking like be nice, just up there looking while people are saying hateful things, wherever you look foolish. So yeah. And if y'all know him, y'all could tell him I said, T. Austin, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Brina says, the only thing I saw Anton do that made sense was interview Eric Mays before he passed. He gave him a chance to talk about why we see him go off. Yes, indeed. Y'all love, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. He says, I pray she's not sued. You're talking about Candace Owens. Oh, Candace Owens is sued. They got to take that to court. She got to line all that up. You know, you run around calling that man lady a man and all that. You got to line it up. See, the burden of proof ain't on him. The burden of proof is on Candace. She's being sued. Come to court and prove my lady is a man. I doubt you got medical records. And if you do, somebody getting sued right there. So Candace, bring your funny looking self to court, or I don't know if they coming over here or whatever, but I need you to prove that my woman is a man. The proof ain't on them. What's she supposed to do? Lift her skirt up? Now, I don't know if that's something they'll make her do. This is, not a criminal case. It's a civil case. But Candace got to prove she's a man. And if she don't prove her case, you better dig deep, sis. And as far as I know, a lot of white folks are done with her. So that money might have dried up. LG, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. And Tom, how you doing? Says she was a non-Black American in the past. If everyone forgot, and who she is you talking about? Average logical thinker. I didn't say hello to you. How you doing? Joshua, what's going on with you? Says, look at the real cover of The Last Mohican. That is Aboriginal American. Okay. Just seeing, acknowledging everybody. I know we're over time here. The average logical thinker says, money talks and BS runs the marathon. You ain't lying.
Tracy said they looked at Michael Jackson's penis.
But why? What kind of trial was that? That was a criminal trial. The little difference between criminal and civil. I don't know if Candace has that much jurisdiction in discovery, right? I don't know if she get that kind of discovery, but a criminal case is different, right? They wanted to see if what these kids said they saw with his genitals per se lined up with that, and it didn't, so yeah. Anyway, Scoop, thank you so much. You say social media has exposed America for the anti-Blackness, which we've been calling out, but we're called liars. Absolutely. It's always going to be disclosed, right? D Wood, how you doing? Says this is the modern version of selling your soul for mammon. Okay. African Native, thank you so much. Once again, love and appreciate you for that. Maxwell says she's right, but so is Candace Owen. Sometimes no props for an op. I'm going to have to steal that. No props for an op. Sure going to have to steal that. But you're right. Let's see. Valerie, how you doing? Says glad she's talking to non-Black Americans, but she cannot be trusted. Yeah, I'm not that far in the weeds with Amanda Seals. I don't follow her. I just kind of been seeing this pop up everywhere, the debate. Sean, how you doing? Says I thought she did all right. I think she did a great job. I really do think that she did a great job. If you know, the art of debating, she did a marvelous job. She didn't go there screaming and hollering. She was like, hey, I'm gonna need y'all to knock all that off. Are we here to talk? Are y'all here to holler and scream? Like she said, you're trying to go viral, get some clicks, some likes. If that's what you're here for, then you can go sit down. But we're here to have a conversation. If you can't back up what you're saying, just say that. Don't sit in the chair in the first place. So I think she did a marvelous job. FM, how you doing? Says Candace has a rich white husband with old money. She won't be working at Amazon. Well, better hope that they don't consider his assets her assets as well, because she made those allegations while she was married to that man. I'm just gonna put that out there, okay? Now I don't know where she getting sued at or whatever. Don't know all about the law, but his money can be considered her money too. Sandra, how you doing? Says, is she lying? No, she was telling the truth. You're talking about Amanda Seals. The average logical thinker says exactly what does that do for the better good, knowing if a man's spouse is a man or not. You see what I'm saying? But a lot of people just, Candace, yeah, you know what? I think you actually a man. Like, why do you want to be that? Listen, no shade to his wife. If he likes it, I love it. Do y'all want to be looking up under that lady's skirt? I question if you do. I really question if you want to know what she got or don't got under her skirt. Don't go that far into the weeds. Otherwise, I'm going to be looking at you closely. I'm just saying. Michelle says, I need to say that more to myself, Demetria. I don't give a damn about that. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, stress-free. Stacy, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. I'm just trying to get to the bottom and acknowledging everybody that I have not seen. Ezekiel, how you doing? Says embarrassing. She'll get in trouble for accusing somebody she doesn't know being a man, but now for defending her people, or not for talking crap about her people, right? They love that. But she called somebody lady a man. It's a wrap. Kelly, how you doing? Says Candace needs to empty her pockets. Yeah, she can't prove that lady is a man. Boy, she gonna be doing a whole lot of podcasts. Yes, Arson, we are on Sundays. We're here, and I'm here 5 days a week. Donovan is here too. He can come on more if he likes. You say, but I have a question. Oh, and Demetria, that's right. Your man wouldn't be sitting online bashing Black women. Okay, so I qualify. No, most definitely not. I wouldn't be with a man that's bashing Black women. And it should be the other way around as well. It's not even cool anymore. It's not funny, Donovan, have anything to say before we leave?
Just everybody be safe, keep your head in a swivel, and always Google different sources before you come to a conclusion. Whatever conclusion it is, have some different sources. We got smartphones in our hands, and we just go with the playbook, and we're just going to go with it because it sounds good. People are waking up. There's a lot of resurrectors out there. Don't forget to check out your Logical Thinkers YouTube page, Miss Sweet Talks. The boy Reggie up in Japan, he has a good page. I think he just got his judo promotion, so that was one of his things. He was doing his judo promotion. So anyway, but everybody just be safe out there. And again, I mean, we're in some very trying times, and it's just going to be rough. And if you are one of those people it was a former Democrat, or if you're a Democrat now, with the things that are going on in the world and you cannot defend your family, I would strongly recommend you take to your Second Amendment rights, because if you can't even defend your family against your own government, which is what the foundation of this country was based on, you might have a problem.
William, what you talking about? Says you think champion is good, relationship is successful. I don't even know what you're talking about, but I want to just leave on this note. I agree with you 100%. Your average logical thinker says, yeah, sometimes I click on something and think, what the F am I, why the F am I watching this? Click off. And you should utilize the 5 whys. Why am I watching this? And then you come to an answer. Why, right? Get to the root cause. And sometimes it don't even take us 5 whys, right? I see some stuff. Oh, I want to say this to y'all, especially to y'all on Facebook and on Instagram. And I started to make this a post. If I see y'all post those funky looking rabbits and those funky looking squirrels, Donovan, you know what I'm talking about? Those squirrels and rabbits they look like something out of this. It makes me itch. I hide it every time somebody posted it. It makes me itch. Think about if I see y'all posting, I'm block you. We get it. There's rabbits and squirrels out there. There's something going on in the weeds or something, but stop posting that. I hate it. So anyway, we're going to get out of here. Love and appreciate every last one of y'all. See y'all tomorrow. Hey, Tyrone, how you doing? Peace.